Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 46. As you might have guessed from the thumbnail, today is the day when we finally managed to finish the new construction hub. Not gonna lie, it's been a very long road, and I am really glad we finally managed to reach this point. Just a heads up, the early parts of this video will be a bit slow, since we still have some train tracks to finish. I will do my best to hurry things along, but we are dealing with some big distances here, so things will go a bit slow, but once everything's ready, things will start accelerating, and by the end, we will have a fully functional hub to play with. First, let's make sure the track layers can do what they need to do, by double checking on the construction office assignments. And just so we can keep an eye on the process, let's enable notifications on some segments, especially the ones that end in a branching switch, so we can ensure that both branches are active. There is really no point not buying the vehicles right now. Still, I waited. We are still missing the fuel distribution offices, something that might be beneficial to have at the ready once the machinery starts showing up. As I've said in the intro, I will try to hurry things along as best I can, and that involves me periodically giving the track layers a nudge by automatically teleporting them back to the office. Apart from preventing them getting into a head-on collision, it also cuts their travel time in half. The second lane of the highway is in the final stretch now. But after the paving, we still need to go over the whole shebang with the roller, and that will also be a time-consuming process. I said in the last episode that I might add some dirt footpaths for this forest. Let's do that now. It will be technically useless, but it's not all about functionality. There. Now citizens can go on a relaxing hiking trip with the kids during weekends. And the helipad is almost done. It only needs a couple more steel deliveries, and the local workforce will take care of the work hours in short order. It seems 3 of these trucks are already on their way with the remaining materials. There. Now we just need to wait a couple seconds for the workers to finish the job. Increasing the allowed number of workers would also speed things along. And done. With the local tracks being so close to completion, We should start thinking about moving forward. Adding a construction crossing here will allow us to do just that. Might as well add them to the RCO's assignments, but with low priority. This way, I won't forget about them, but still focus on finishing the important stuff. Work is progressing on the refueling offices. We just need to keep an eye on them, since finishing the driveways don't automatically add the buildings themselves to the Kirkomov offices. I'm really glad to see no big issues in the apartment blocks. And happiness is now up to 76%. Things are really starting to improve. Pretty soon, trains won't be able to take this side of the main line to enter the construction hub, and instead they will have to go the long way around in the Trumpet interchange. Can't wait. Having these catenaries right next to the helipads does look a bit silly, but I'm sure the pilots paid attention in training. How about we add the material pickup points for the offices? Another thing we should deal with before buying the vehicles. And I'm really glad to see that the helipads can add the neighboring countries as a source of workers. That will be a big help in the early days. We are inching ever closer to the finish line. Only 2 big branches remain. I was ready to continue working on the new farm, but I realized that we will need to have some bulldozers at hand if we want to build a high enough bridge to go over the water. I'm not sure if we will use ships around these parts, but I would like to keep my options open. Alright. We only need to do this one more time, for the last switch along the oil drop-off branch. There is no point keeping people in the helipad yet. We are better served if they go to work via buses. Before we buy the actual road vehicles, how about we start bringing in the helicopters? For that, we should really expand the amount we can buy. The 2 landing pads are nice, but 4 would be even nicer. The first 2 are slightly misaligned with the rest. Let's fix that real quick. There. As far as I can see from the foundations, they should be perfectly even. Adding the roads was a bit of a hassle though. The rail tracks didn't leave much room to maneuver. We can only do this for 4 of them. The last 2 will have to go over the tracks. Not the most elegant thing ever, but we only really need to build them once, after that we can remove the roads. Speaking of, I completely forgot to add the firehouse for the area. I keep remembering it during editing, but forget about it while recording. Now that I actively wrote it down, maybe I will remember it for the next episode. Anyways, time to buy the helicopters. Unfortunately, I managed to buy the wrong models. I should have gone for the Mi-10 cargo variant. Those are the only ones that can carry the heavy machinery. Look! Only a single segment remains on the local railroad. I can almost smell the fresh asphalt being made. And would you look at that? The helicopters are already busy bringing in foreign workers to the local construction sites. They won't be doing that for long without a steady fuel supply, but they get an A for effort. Since I couldn't see the heavy machinery show up in the helicopter offices, I really should have just went ahead and replaced these choppers. No matter, I will just do it in the next episode. And the roller is already busy going over the fresh pavement. It will take quite a while for it to finish the whole stretch twice, but it will be worth the wait. How about we start placing the signals now? First, we should make sure that the far end is done correctly, so the track layers can continue working. And once this guy is done, we can get going on what we've been building for quite a while. You know what? No need to wait. Let's get to it right now. As usual, chain signals pointing into the junction, and regular signals pointing out. That's all we need to worry about. The oil drop-off branch is orange, which results in a purple junction at the entrance. It should be fine, since that branch is a terminus. At this point, we might as well continue building the railroad, heading toward the new city. Nice, the fuel distributors are starting to come online. But, it seems they are out of range for the local power suppliers, so we need to add a third substation. Still, we might as well start buying the vehicles. These Romanian ones look like a decent choice for the job. They are fast and have a big tank on the back. And they are quite nicely detailed too. And one of the returning track layers got into a problem at this signal again. I have no idea why it keeps happening. It seems to be completely random, and by the signal logic, it shouldn't be happening. It's not even a bug track, since there are times when they can enter the office without issues. Alright. I've been procrastinating enough. Time to start buying the vehicles. We obviously need bulldozers and excavators. And to move them around, we need some heavy-duty trucks, and we know these T813s are perfectly capable. We should also get a couple tower cranes. But those can only be done through the customs houses. Since they are quite long, we need the proper trucks. More RMD trucks are in order. And there is a traffic jam notification that I completely disregarded. I didn't see what kind of vehicle it was showing, so I dismissed the message, when it was an actually important alert. And that's the fuel delivery trucks taken care of. Of course they don't have fuel to deliver yet, but all in good time. Anyways, this is the result of that traffic jam alert earlier. Oh geez, we are in trouble. If we don't clear this blockage very soon, we will start seeing some massive issues. Either way, I think we can kiss our 76% happiness goodbye. My first attempt was to send as many vehicles home as I could. This is only possible with the ones that have a home base to go home to. Well, that didn't work. The only real solution I could think of was to get rid of the traffic light. That should allow some of them to give up on waiting, and just barrel through. In normal circumstances, this intersection is nowhere near as busy as it once was, so maybe we should go back to using signs only. Keep at it, we're almost clear. At least the power plant is back online. That's a big relief. Anyways, it seems things are clearing up, so we should let it deal with it on its own now. Let's get back to dealing with the new construction offices. We were about to send over the new tower cranes. The trucks are in the road depots, so we only need to set up a couple lines, picking up vehicles in the customs house, and dropping off at the new office. And once the cranes are actually loaded on the flatbeds, we can just tell them to be reassigned to the office, completing the whole process. There. The crane is loaded, so let's tell it to rebase itself in the new office. And that does the trick. Next, let's buy some cement mixers. As usual, covered hull trucks are seldom used, so we don't need that many. Dumpers on the other hand, those we need a lot of. How about we up the ante, and buy 4 pavers and 4 rollers for road construction? Sure, we have tower cranes, but those need other vehicles to be moved around. In case the flatbeds are busy, we should get some road cranes. Okay, I think it's time to get started on the rest of the signals. I like to keep some time between batches when placing them, in case we get a crash. For spacing, I just use the screen as the measuring stick. Wow, it's almost perfectly spaced. I think here we can increase the frequency. And that should do it. As far as I can tell, the new construction hub is now ready to receive the materials it needs. But I did want to leave that as the grand finale for the episode, so how about we deal with the fuel first? After checking which tank will house the stuff, we can start setting up the offices. This is where I realized that they are not covered by the substations. Time to do another last-minute construction to make sure things are ready for the grand opening. Oh no, I am not going to leave that single overground junction box there. It's either one continuous line, or nothing. That's more like it. The line is now one single segment, with nothing poking out of the ground. Sadly, this does delay the grand opening a little. And some of the vehicles managed to run out of gas right as they were about to park themselves. A bit of a shame, but once the fuel arrives, it will all be better. Well, let's get the next phase going. The material deliveries. Good thing we already have the necessary distribution office set up for the job, we just need to add the new stations, and it's good to go. That's the gravel and the components done. We of course need the bitumen and the fuel. Let's not forget about the open storage. I did forget to add the cement deliveries, but that should be a quick fix in the next episode. But it seems we are short on trains. We have the money, so we can easily afford to complete the fleet for this office. It seems we have some gravel en route to the new construction hub. How about we hitch a ride, and use that as the outro montage? So yeah. Apart from small hiccups needing some fixing, the new construction hub is pretty much ready to go. Let's see what we need to fix. One is the helicopters. Instead of using the Mi-6s, we need to use the Mi-10 cargo variant. Those can move the heavy machinery around. We also need to sort out the cement deliveries, but those should only need a single office assignment. We already have the wagons, which I bought in error a while ago. It doesn't seem to be an error now. Next, once the new choppers are on site, I think we should move the bulldozers, excavators, pavers, and the rollers to the helicopter offices. I think it makes sense to have those be moved around by air, much faster and more convenient. Then there's the fuel distribution. Thing about that one is, that even if we deliver the fuel to the local storage tank, we still need to give some gas to the trucks themselves. That will require us to kickstart the process by making a single fuel delivery from Kirkomov. Once that's done, the new offices will be self-sufficient from then on. Let's see, what else? Oh right, the workers for the concrete and asphalt plants. I'm starting to seriously consider using helicopters for that job instead of trains. We need less of those for more frequent trips. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, then leaving a like and subscribing to the channel just might motivate me to make more. If you are more in the donating mood, you can find a link to my Ko-fi page in the description, where you can buy me a glass of water. I don't really drink coffee. Thank you for your support, and until next time, I will see you later.